Welcome to another episode of Something for the People. This is your boy B Hunt, aka the Silent Prophet, along with my co-host Big Country.
What's good, people? Mr. Too Real for TVs with you.
Top notch. Got a show for you. I'm gonna get to it.
So, real quick, did you hear about the new Diddy video?
Yeah, I seen the video.
Okay, so how did you really feel about it before we get into everything?
I think that was crazy.
Yeah, as I thought it was bad. I'm like, the fact that this fool ran out in a towel the whole time.
Ran
down. He caught her at the elevator, caught her with, I think it was a right hook.
Mm-hmm.
She dropped to the ground and he just kept kicking her.
Field goal style.
And I felt bad about it. I was like, man, you can't even wave that out. Then he sends another video about him apologizing for his crazy things, and he was going through some hard time and all these things.
In a dark place.
Yes, and these things should have never happened. I was like, no, not one person believed this video.
The problem is he never apologized to Cassie in the video.
Well, he did give her $30 million. Don't get me wrong.
So,
it's not right. I just
clear.
have to be honest. I'm not saying it is right.
We can't say gave $30 million because if you gave me $30 million for beating me down, I don't have to chase you down to get it.
Okay.
That's one thing. So he ain't give no $30 million.
Okay. And I agree with that.
On top of he ain't give her no $30 million, he didn't give her $30 million for the beatdown. He gave her $30 million to stop a book that explained, hey, he beat me down.
But that's what I'm saying. That $30 million right there was what he gave, that none of these things would come to light, but they still came to the light.
Because you a trash individual.
Yes, he is trash. I'm like, Diddy like the next coming of the Antichrist.
I'm not gonna give him the credit like that. Like, bro, you ain't that. Like, don't get me wrong. There are dudes out there who do beat their wives. Like, I hate that it's true, but it's true.
Okay, because all joking aside, with all these things that have come out on Diddy, and it's like, once you start proving they're true, it's like,
y'all needs one.
I proved that you are an abuser. You abused this woman. It wasn't I was drunk. Like, nah, bro. Like, and as you had said at one point in time, that there's no way you just started off socking people in the face.
Nah.
Like, there's no way it just went from here and then all of a sudden one day you're abused. Like, you beating the crap out of her.
I'm telling you, it's a roller coaster ride. I know he gradually started going up. Like, and then eventually he got there. And when that first punch landed, it was all downhill from there. On top of that, there's another lady who's coming out with a lawsuit against him for another assault charge. Mm-hmm. Well, sexual assault this time. So she said that she kept the dress that he sexually assaulted her in a bag.
What?
But you see, this is what we can't put ourselves in the place of the victim. So it's a lot of stuff we just not gonna understand. I'm like, I don't understand why you ain't said something. I don't know.
And
so, but a lot of people want to
questions.
But we always want to give those victims grief based on the time frame. Oh, you waited.
The only reason I'm saying is I give them grief is because I've been a victim of certain issues, certain things. I don't put all my public business out there, but I have been a victim. And the fact that if you don't ever say something, they will keep doing this to someone else. And that, my friend, would be a big issue for me. Because I'm like, if I thought you would do this to somebody else, and you probably have done this to somebody else.
Not probably in Diddy case. We got more cases coming.
Yes. All these cases, that's just my issue. It's not because I understand some people are traumatized and have issues or they don't want to come, because there are times where people don't want to believe them when they come out about these things.
Well, you gotta also take into account you going to sue a billionaire. So it's a lot of stuff that, like, lawyers won't even take the case on some of these. It's crazy, but it's true. Because it's like we gonna be fighting bad boy lawyers, and it's gonna be a long drawn out. Like he gonna have the best lawyers on staff due to his status. He's a billionaire. So
well, part of that is because for Cassie's thing, that as soon as the video came out, lawyers in that state said that it's past the statute of limitations, so we're not able to convict him for that. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, so you shouldn't even put this shouldn't even came out then.
No.
And
this is exactly why it should come. These people move as if they untouchable. They move as if there's nothing that can happen to them. And for a long time, his thoughts about him being invulnerable, like I cannot be touched by anybody due to my financial status, it proved true.
Because it was true for a while.
And that's the reason why we have so many victims lined up. It's like, oh, I couldn't get him. Can you? The dude from the band, I forgot his name, Freddie. He was like, there's millions of dollars that we were supposed to get paid as members of the band that we just couldn't go and retrieve that money because we literally called lawyers. And the lawyer will tell him on the phone, bruh, do I think you could win that case? Yeah. It's just, I'm not going to be the lawyer to go and try to push the button on Diddy.
See, but the fact that you didn't say nothing.
No, I just gave you an instance where a dude went and sought legal counsel.
Like, you went to legal counsel. But we've all known the court of public opinion has basically convicted people way before any criminal case has.
But when you talk, now you got in Freddie's case or the band case, we talking about money. It's not like a cash situation. We talking about he shorted you millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So a lot of people gonna be like, it's been plenty of people from Mace to Loon. It's been so many people talk about money and Diddy and how he's not wanting to pay you back. Right? He's not wanting to pay you for services rendered.
Agreed.
But because it's Diddy, they like, it's whatever. And they talking about numbers that the average dude or the average woman, just, we ain't seen that type of money. So we like, we can't really speak to it. I can't speak to it. I just know you got too many allegations, too many accusations saying that you don't pay. Now the allegation that stuck was one where Cassie's like, hey, I'm going to bring to light that you're an abusive individual. You're a foul dude. And when she said that, it was a lot of people giving her backlash. Like, oh, you wasn't saying that when the money was flowing. Oh, you wasn't.
Because she wasn't.
But regardless, does that not make him a villain?
No, I'm not saying he's not a villain because he is. He is a trash individual for these things. Please do not get that misconstrued. But what I'm saying is the fact that when the money was flowing, it was cool. And what I mean by cool is you didn't press no charges on him. You didn't show anyone. And I'm like, first of all, that video, you knew she had some bruises on her face. You sitting here telling me you couldn't have went to a police department and have a picture or something taken of it.
Well, I'm saying
you waited 16 years.
She waited 16 years to write a book about it. Now, you writing a book about your life story, that ain't necessarily you going to the authorities. That's just, I'm just telling my story. You as Diddy, now I gotta go stop. I gotta put a cease and desist on this book. You can't go and make, which I guarantee you that book could have made the money. It might, even if it didn't make 30 million, it would have made enough money to where she would be comfortable. Especially once people start reading it and seeing, oh, Diddy move like that? So yeah, Diddy got to stop that book. So really, Diddy pressed the button on himself. And then you got the producers and stuff that talk about how his sexual misconduct with other males, which is, hey, like I said, if you rock that way, do your thing. But in his case, he don't do it the way that, y'all do it. He do it the way that he do it. And the way he do it is like he's screwing you out of more than just your manhood. He's screwing you out of your respect. Ain't you check? He's going your old kind of
like, don't get it twisted. I have no sympathy for Diddy. I'm not defending Diddy. Only issues I have is because the fact that if you were brought up these allegations, if you would said these things ahead of time, at least it would have been out there. If you were shown the bruises on your face, it could possibly stop somebody else from getting abused like that.
I agree to a degree, but in her defense, she was with Diddy for how long? Like at least a decade, bro. She got with Diddy when she was in her young time. So she's been groomed into that lifestyle, bro. We could sit back and say that it don't happen, it's not true, but you know as well as I do. It's women who go back to abusive situations, and these dudes don't have the same power as a Diddy. It's dudes that go back into an abusive, verbally abusive situation where the woman putting you down, and they go right back because that's all they know. So I'm like, we can't sit back and try to
rationalize
It's too many intricate details, and for the most part, they was talking about that teacher on some grooming. Diddy really grooming? Like, come on, bro. 10 years, a decade to set you up and put you. Because how many times do you hit this woman in the presence of other celebrities and they turn a blind eye? How many times do you do that around other women and they turn a blind eye? How often do you feel helpless?
Quick question. Did you hear the rumor about the Nicki Minaj one?
Oh, she got passed around?
Yeah. Like, all I'm saying is Diddy is trash. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It don't even matter if all of them are true or not. Just from the things that we know that are true, bro, you're a trash human being.
Garbage dude.
But that's what I'm saying. You know how many people kicked it with him? Know how many people were at the Diddy parties and all these kind of things?
This is what boils down to is, are you talking about active participants? Because like I said, if you ask Jay Farrow, the one thing he want to tell you is, hey, don't kick it with the take that man.
Okay.
And that's universal.
Just like Mace was like, hey, I didn't hang around with him.
Right. It's dudes like, bro, I do business with dude, but I don't have no like situation. But in the rap, if you go and talk to the gang, because the gang said we never made music. We just did a lot of partying. Okay, well, he would probably be a prime candidate to have a discussion with, like, okay, are you defending the man when you was at the parties? Did you see any of these things take place? And the problem with it is, hey, bro, I know what you're saying, gang. You might be like, it's all good, red Ferraris. Only issue is we got a video of him, slamming cats to the ground and kicking a field goal, kicking a field goal on the woman twice. And then he decided to do some type of gardening because he threw a vase right in the face. What I'm telling you is, the people in the space made it seem like this is the norm, because those people, just think about Harvey Weinstein. We all get those women a hard time about, when the money was up, when you was getting the roles, when you was doing, well, if they looking at it like, well, no matter what movie role I go to, if he's the upper echelon, the apex in this industry, the expectation is this.
So would you say the people that are around trash?
Everybody who saw that woman get violated and said nothing, from the people who held this footage for so long, because that footage, like I said, is old enough to pass the statute of limitations in California, bro.
Yeah.
All those people who held that video and held their tongue, they just as guilty as Diddy. All the people, if the Diddy parties are as bad as they say, to where he drugging people to where they can't walk and move and he doing his thing and they don't say nothing about it, they guilty.
But that's what I'm saying. If everybody was held to that, talk about this because, we'll go and get those people. The people that apparently $50,000 to get the tape and all that kind of stuff. Because that's what they were talking about, the hotel. And I'm like, who got their pockets greased? Obviously somebody at the hotel. Yeah. So obviously they need to be held accountable.
Everybody's held accountable.
But that's the thing is, if you don't know it happened, like if you bite your tongue, it's like, I protect women. I protect especially my women.
Right.
I ain't gonna say I'm out here just saving lives everywhere. But if I saw certain things like that, it's like, nah. But if I don't know these things happening because everybody's sweeping it under rugs, right. Men, women, whoever in the industry. And
if there is a grooming process, there are other people who are groomed. So it's more than just one woman. It's not just like, we can't just say it's just Cassie when you got Jocelyn Savage working with R. Kelly in that situation, and the several young women that he apparently messed over. You know what I'm saying? When you got Bill Cosby, granted, Bill Cosby situation, they come into the room after 10 o'clock and he a celebrity. Personally, I don't know what you expected to get from that, and I'm not justifying in any way.
Yeah.
What I am saying is 10 o'clock. By yourself in seductive dressing leads me as a average Joe to believe you was going for a booty call. Personal though.
Well, most people, you would think in 10 o'clock hours, that's booty call hours. But somebody's going to say, no, we were just going to go hang out. You're lying to yourself or you're naive.
Mm-hmm. But when we start talking about Kimora Lee Simmons, and then and it was some other, like they are with men twice they senior.
But see, so that's why it's a hard line. And it's like, because it's like some people put themselves in that position and act like they don't know. But then some people is like, you didn't know.
Yeah, Diddy wrong. Cassie, I'm glad you're getting your what you need to get, hopefully, whether it be financial or support wise, because on this show we support you.
Yeah.
If you want to, take them through the ringer. Personal preference. If you end up on Bill Gates' ex-wife level because of this, or Amazon ex-wife level financial because of this, kudos to you. You really deserve more, because they didn't get hit. At least I don't think they did.
I don't know, but that was trash beyond trash.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right, so we're going to jump into shooting the breeze. As a man, if your child doesn't look like you, would you have a DNA test done?
So I was thinking about this because I hear a lot on social media, and there were a lot of women were offended because certain men were like, oh, would get a DNA test.
Right.
And this question kept coming up. It's like, would you get a DNA test? And I was talking to my wife about it. I'm like, if anybody's seen my children, they know, I'm going to be real, both my kids look like me.
Righteous.
And so I'm like, it never once crossed my mind to get a DNA test.
Right.
But for those people, when you know for a fact your child looks nothing like you, that's where questioning would come in. Like, nah, a thing like me. I'm not saying that it's not possible for them to take after one parent versus the other. Mm-hmm. But you know for a fact, that child came out of you as a woman, so that's your child.
Right.
But as a man, you do not know for a fact. All you could do is go off your woman's word and hope that her word is telling you the honest truth.
So my take on this might be a little confrontational.
Okay.
Or I'm one to believe that no matter, even if the kid looks like you, I feel like in order to have a kid in a hospital, in the cost of it, should automatically insert a
DNA test.
Like,
and I agree too, but I think that's part of America's thing because they trying to do the whole child support and
I get
the whole I'm trying to not make someone feel bad or look bad.
You have no issue making these men look bad by putting these kids on them and saying, hey, you're a deadbeat father, pay, and set it up to a situation where if you claim it and if you don't get that within a certain amount of time, you still gonna pay.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong. Hey, I feel you, do your thing, but at the end of it, no. In order for you to even in order for me to sign documentation, there should be a paternity test done, period. Like, no, if you gonna involve the state, let's involve the state and make sure everything on the up and up.
Yeah.
Is that my child? The test gonna tell me, and we keep it pushing from there. I won't. If it's inconclusive, I need concrete evidence. So I need you to retest. I need you to test till it says it's mine. And I'm saying that I'm not saying that just because y'all aren't married. Hey, if you married in your situation, and like myself, you married and you confident, and fortunately my kids look like me. So, like, it is what it is.
But those are those things. It's like, I've told this on the show before. Like, in my human sexuality class when I was in college, they brought this up at one point in time, and they were like, that is literally one of the worst fears that most men have recollected in their head. It's like, because as a woman, you know for a fact that's your child. There's no shadow of a doubt. You can't be like, oh, well, possibly this. No, you knew that was your child. It came from you. But the thing is there's a lot of men out here, they're taking the word of someone else. And now on social media, on court shows, on a lot of things. Maury was one of the big dudes that was out here. You are not the father. I'm like.
And from what they say, a lot of them shows was fake. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them were real, but also a lot of them were fake.
Yes. But the thing is, why wouldn't we just make it mandatory? You can't opt out.
But that's what I'm saying. They can't sensationalize it if it's just if it's commonplace. If you show up and you got a kid, if you a woman and you show up at a hospital and you don't have a ring on your finger stating that this is the father, right? And for some, I'd even go as far as to say, hey, if you got a situation where, hey, you have to call her character into question, because I'm just going on the people who not married. Look, in order for, because we ain't go through the process to set it up to where, hey, I'm committed to you, you committed to me, we gonna do this. So there's no paperwork to stake that, hey, it's us. So there's no obligation for you to tell me the truth. You gonna seek what benefits you best. Because right now, you didn't put a ring on it. So I think that you feel it better that you not be with me for the long haul. Like, I don't even care. And don't think I'm talking about conventionally. If you want to do a courthouse wedding, or if you want to say, forget the wedding altogether, me and you need to sit down and we need to outright say, it's you and me till the wheels fall off. And we gonna do this under God and lead the states out. That's on you. I ain't got no pressure for you on how you do it. But what I'm telling you is, what I want from people is a form of commitment. You need to commit to me and whatever we got going.
See, but I could slightly agree with you, but I have to disagree because of the fact that people lie. Yeah. And people, no matter if you're married, you're single, you're dating, you're in a relationship, you're non-monogamous, whatever you want to call it, a lot of people will lie to what's in their benefit. So I'm just saying, as a clear cut all over the board, because there's a lot of men that will have a wife that they were married to, or they are still married to, and found out that child was not theirs, and now legally that child is theirs because they got married. They were married, and when she had it, and he signed his name on it.
So, based on what you and let's be clear, under the terms prior that I stated, as far as, hey, if he wants to go in blind and wants to, because he trusts that woman, do that. But if we going on what you saying, just because on the off chance that, hey, people do lie.
Yes.
if we want to go and be like, just so there's no confusion as to what goes on, and to make everybody feel comfortable with this, because a lot of people want to insert feelings into it. Oh, so you don't trust me? Look, stop making this a feeling thing, and we just going on facts. Facts are either that's my kid or it's not. When you got your facts, it came out and you know it's yours. If I'm going to deal with it for 18, or if I'm going to deal with you and the kid, even if it's not, whatever it may be, I need paternity tests and facts to back that, like, this is what it is. And if that's the case, if we gonna make it where, hey, it don't even matter whether, however you came about on this earth, you gonna know exactly who your father is, because we gonna do a paternity test that day on whoever walks through the door talking about they your father.
Yeah,
done deal. Because I guarantee you, what would end up happening is a lot of these women would start showing up to these hospitals by themselves. Because they be like, if they say, hey, we got to do a paternity test for you to sign the birth certificate, you have to. In order for you to do it, you have to take a paternity test.
But this is what I didn't understand on social media. So many women were upset about it.
Because they feelings in it.
Yeah, you putting your feelings in there, but you know for a fact. That's like, if
you think about it this way. If you're sitting up here at a dice game and you got loaded dice and you keep rolling and hitting your number every time, you be mad at them too for calling out your dice. You want to tell me I can't cheat the system? No, I've been cheating the system for forever. But you gonna be in an uproar.
Issue. It's like, and I still wouldn't understand, why wouldn't America just be like, you know what? Let's cut all this out. No matter who you are, if a baby comes about, you're getting this test. No matter you want to or not, you're getting the test. Is law. You must get a paternity test with this child. And
on top now, a lot of people will be like, well, the government can't tell me what to do with my child. If you could take away abortions and all, if you can take those things away, or they can be on the chopping block in every legislative move or whatever, they always on the chopping block and determine what you could do as far as, hey, in so many weeks you get this. And so don't tell me you can't do it.
But you notice how that, oh, you can't tell me what to do. It seems like you're guilty. It's like, because it's like, because I used to tease my wife all the time. And I was like, well, they not. But I'm like, everybody and their mama was like, you couldn't even deny them if you wanted to.
You really could.
Because they look just like me. But I'm like, that's fine. But I'm like, my wife was like, hell, if you wanted to, okay, cool.
But that's, you see that level of confidence. She like, you gonna waste my money and yours.
Yeah.
But okay, if that's what you want, I don't care. These other women, on the other hand, be like, well, I might have messed around another time ago with a dude that you don't know. So based on my inability to pinpoint, I just know I slept with you around the time. But on the Morris show, the people who was getting that type of flack was like, hey, you know, I know I slept with y'all 7 people at the same around the same. We was at an orgy, so how do I know?
No. How it originally would end up was, I only been with him.
That's how.
And then after that one, then it was another one.
Well, if it's not him, it has to be you. There's nobody else. Okay, guy 14. I'm telling you. It's you 100%. Baby, you're wrong.
It's bad because I'm like, after so many, my mom used to crack jokes. She was like, baby, after so many dudes you done come, you know what? Don't even worry about it. We had a good time.
Bro, I'm going to tell her like that. I'd be like, this has to be the second coming. Immaculate conception. There's nobody who was there.
Because what is it? It's like the pregnancy is only like within 7 days.
Yeah, well, I thought in order to get pregnant, ain't it a 24-hour window? But we don't know the exact day. But I thought it was a 24-hour window for
ovulation. Well, we're not women, so I'm not going to quote that.
Hold on, wait. We not women. But we have been to health class.
Yeah.
And like, we can't. The reason I said, and I know people, look, bro, I hate diving into your feelings.
Yeah.
Because when I dive into your feelings, you always feel like you right. Yeah. So when I say the 24 hours, based on the reading that I done in the past. Now the problem is the reading was from the past. I don't say this from my feelings to try to make you like, oh, so you say, I don't know. The books say. So if you want to argue with me, argue with textbooks dating back to whenever them people made the determinations. But I'm not here to argue. I'm just here to say, I don't want to give you excess jurisdiction or judgmental rights just because you're a woman when it comes to kids. Because no matter what you do, it takes a me and it takes a you.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna be like, oh, you just she a woman, so I can't. No, I'm sure. Look, baby, because you gonna put my name on the paper. Yeah. Just like if you end up, you was like, oh, your nuts are dirty. I'm a man. I know when my nuts are dirty. I don't get no jurisdiction on that. Nigga, take a bath. Fact is fact. If
you smell, you smell.
You smell, you smell, nigga. I'm sorry. I used that word. If you smell, you smell, dude.
But I guess so. I mean, I'm going to leave that one alone because sure, bottom line is, yes, America doesn't need to make it mandatory for children to be tested, for the parents to be tested, just so there is no doubt in anyone's mind ever. Mm-hmm. So you can't hide behind anything. If you know that you're innocent, let the facts speak for it.
Let it speak for you. But, like I said, being on my conspiracy theory, and I'm going to lead it, I'm going to try to do this in 10 seconds. It's big business for men to go to jail. And if I can get you locked up because a chick got knocked up and we didn't get it checked on, then, you know what I'm saying, if they making money and she making money, you just a victim and they ain't wrong. So, hey, America, if you decide that you do not feel like making paternity tests mandatory, guys, it's okay for you to step up and be like, I need a paternity test every time. If we make that the state, because a lot of women be like, I don't want to eat at Cheesecake Factory. I don't want to go on coffee dates. I don't want to let a baby walk through the door and I really not know. Here we go. Whether we married or not, I make that the first conversation. So, hey,
we're going to piss some people off.
If we had kids, it's cool. But what I need you to know, I intend to get all my kids tested paternity-wise, period. And I'm going to leave it just like that. Start the trend. We're going to jump into You Won't Believe This, and You Won't Believe This is brought to you by...
As always, love to shout out my beautiful wife. Love you, baby. I ask y'all check out her product lines, Yanni Like Mine, Traces Like Mine, and Wasted Desires. You could go on wasteddesires.com. They have waist beads, anklets, thigh chains, all those different waist beads, all those things that you need to make your body glitter and shine. I ask y'all to check out Traces Like Mine. This is a hair care product from a black woman doing it for all people. Black women, black men, everyone. Y'all check out her product line. You know, they say there's a lot of times in the store there's not things for our hair texture. This is a woman doing it for you. And then check out Yanni Like Mine. Ladies, if you don't know what your Yanni is, please look it up. It does not clean itself. I also ask y'all to check out Brittany Boston Up. She is a counselor that is out here doing it. She is motivating. She's doing motivational speaking. She's wrote books trying to empower and help the youth. You go Empower You. She is out here making it. She will actually be in Atlanta in the first week of July. She's been on the show a couple of times. I asked y'all to check her out. Shout out to Arlington Elite Wolves. They are a track team that is out here doing their thing. They are trying to meet qualifiers and get their time stamped. All those good things. These are young children out here trying to fulfill those dreams.
Oh, cool beans. Tyler Beatty, Luxury Clothes by Luxury Guy. Nate Price, Grit and Grind. If you are the people who are still doing your thing, reach out, let me know. If you're not, then I'm literally going to reduce mine down to those 2 people for the foreseeable future.
Agreed.
Done deal. But the ones that I cannot reduce and I can't let loose is us. Okay? And if you don't know, you're about to know who we are. We are something, the number 4, DA people. If you on YouTube, type podcast, it's going to minimize those search results and bring us up a whole lot quicker. If you got anybody that you know or that you think that they know that you need, however you got to calculate it in your mind to get them to give us a view, I rock with you. So go ahead. This is what I need you to do. I need you to tell your friends. I need to tell your enemies. I need to tell your girlfriends. I need you to tell your boyfriends. I need you to tell, because we fully inclusive. I'm going to tell you like this. If you go by him, her, them, they, she, puppy dog, puppy look, I don't care what you go by. Give this show right here a try. Okay? Mm-hmm. Come in, listen in. If you got something to say, comments, that's the way. Eventually, I want to get a service where you could do a call in, but give me a minute on that. I know I've been talking about it for a while, but give me a minute on that. Okay? Outside of that, if you wish to leave us a rating, please leave us 5 stars. What that does, that helps us tremendously, because it helps other people like you get to see us on their feed. Okay. So when you got your algorithm telling you that you are a person who wants to have a great relationship with whatever you decide to be with in relation to your partner, hey, they gonna send the people like you to us, where it's not a men bashing women show. It is literally, hey, this is the mind of a man and what we be thinking. And if you got anything that you want to bring to the table, you can do that. Yeah. Open space, safe space. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm a firm believer that ain't no safe space for a man, because that didn't exist, I had to make it. We had to make it. If you a dude and you like, oh, them dudes talking malarkey, don't trip. Throw it in the comments. Let me know. Like, share, subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Ice cold. If you are on any of the podcasting platforms, and I do mean any, if you leave us that 5-star rating, if you for some odd reason cannot bring it into your soul, it's just not in the cards for you to leave us a 5-star review, hold that review. Okay. Give us the comments, see if we can't fix it first. And if we can't fix it, then we just not your cup of tea. Maybe you need coffee. Go find another podcast to watch, and you can still watch us. Yeah. And you can still talk crazy all you want. But at the same time, the people who do enjoy get to enjoy, and we get to reach them. That's all we trying to do, okay? And like I said, if you want to make a podcast in opposition to what we do, I'm cool with you. Do you? Japan. Birth rates have declined for 50 years and reached a record low in 2023 with 758,631 births, a 5.1% decrease from 2022. So what they're telling us is what they specifically want is black men to come to Japan to, repopulate, and they will pay you $75,000 per child that you produce with the Japanese population.
I ain't gonna lie, I gotta get the particulars of it, but my wife agreed. And I also got to get a vasectomy. Get my vasectomy reversed because I got a vasectomy. But I'm like, man, $75,000? Hey, I'm good for a good 4 spot. It's like, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, now, granted, in my mind, it would be like, oh, you going to let me go clap Japanese women. I know that's not what they saying. At least not off. Like, I'm sure for some, that's what they saying. Yeah. But for people like myself, I'm sure I'm going to go put it in a jar and they going to go put it inside of it. And my wife is definitely cool with that, especially if you're going to pay me $75,000 to do it. And I'm so good about it. Any child that you produce with mine,
man,
you can call me. I want to talk to you. I want to know you. I'm like, it's gonna be a long distance.
I don't know if I'm there.
I'm there. Like, hey,
I ain't there where I'm gonna be trying to call my kids overseas. I'm like, nah. I'm a sperm donor. This is just $75,000 worth of sperm, though.
I just feel like, bro, look. After I get through putting my donation in the bank, and I'm talking about both of them, the sperm bank and the American bank, I'm gonna be wealthy, bro. I'm not concerned. Call me. If you need a job in America, come through. I'm gonna put you on something because I'm.
But I just wonder, like, we not screwing no more. It's like, because they say birth rates everywhere are going down, and I know back in the day, birth rates were up because we didn't have as much technology, so we had to have more children, and then we also did not have medication and stuff like we do now.
Righteous.
So I could understand that, but I'm like, for your birth rates to be back down, like Asian people, Chinese people, Japanese people, they were talking about there were more than almost anybody.
Well, what took place is they started killing off the population. I mean, not. I know China did, but you can only have so many kids.
Yeah,
they prefer.
You can only have one girl. Yeah. They preferred for it to be male.
And it's like when you wanted the largest army in the world, that make a lot of sense. The issues now is, well, we ain't fighting like we used to, and on top of that, in America, part of our decline is, hey, the highest graduates right now, the people with the highest percentage of new graduates are black women. Like, hey, bro. And when you get to a point where you're choosing your profession over your life, and don't, like, the way I said that comes off as like, I'm not pro women getting educated. I'm pro you getting education, but I'm also pro you getting a man. Why are you getting education? What's the point of being successful if you can't find somebody to be successful with? You have no excuse. You are literally on a campus full of people trying to get something done. I think you can do somebody in that time. Personal opinion.
It's just the fact that I wish people really wanted to be with people anymore. And it just doesn't seem like people don't want to be with people. They want to use people.
Like I said, the people who have the mindset of you and I, outside of this show, do you really hear them people talking? Like, in reality, like a dude who will tell you, hey, bro, I'm a dude for my wife. I'm not. And as opposed to, forget these fees. Women ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Get your money up.
Oh, well, when it comes to podcast world, hell, that's all you hear. It's all you hear. Crazy end of the spectrum. The dudes always bashing the women, saying women trash, women this. Oh, use them for all they worth. If they're not, like, being submissive, don't get me wrong. Like, I want my woman to be a woman.
I do.
But I don't want my woman to be under my thumb. Like I force her into all this stuff. No. It's like, you do this stuff because you want to do this.
That's what I want. The mindset of men like us is, I want you to see that I'm so valuable to your life because I'm constantly putting you in that position. Like, hey, I want you to have the best.
Yeah.
I want you to see that and feel that energy that I'm bringing to make sure that you got the best. And your ultimate goal is to reciprocate, because you already know if the question of who gets whatever comes up and my husband's involved, I know he's advocating for me to get the absolute best.
Yeah.
Period. He ain't ain't got no alternative agendas, ain't got no side chick, ain't got none of that. I got, this woman needs the best because she's with me. Period. We ain't got to figure this out. So that's what I'm saying. I'm in relationships on a give and take. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. We both gonna sacrifice a little bit. It's just the way it is. So You know what I'm saying? I just want you to know that if it comes down to, are you gonna get the nice this, or if it's up to me, you gonna have it. Period.
Agree.
Going back to the topic of Japan, like I said, if you paying $75K for me to go to Japan and slay, I'm on my way.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I ain't gonna lie. I swear, I was like, I gotta look this one up because I'm like, what's all the particulars? Like, what all do I have to do? $75K? Yeah. And I know somebody's gonna be like, oh, so you would just sell your seed? I'm like, man, you know how many babies done been left on sheets?
You would just sell your seed. Okay, with that logic, you would just donate blood? So you just donating your life force? You would sell plasma? You don't even know exactly what plasma do, but they want it too much. They willing to pay you. I guess it's valuable.
Stem cells, all kinds
sell
of
that. Hey, Indian women, when you cut your hair trying to put all the bad juju on it, you would sell your hair so she could have silk wavy number 3 or 4.
Wet and wavy. Kinky.
What I'm telling you is this, man. Look, if me busting a nut saves you and empowers me,
yeah,
that's a win-win. We just had a full conversation about dudes busting nuts and becoming victims. I bust a nut. I don't know if it's my kid or not. I guarantee you they gonna give you a paternity test on 75,000. Hold up, that. Wait, buddy. You bust a nut? Yeah, let me just check. The complexion's right, but we got a lot of guys flying in right now to do this, okay? So just give me a second.
75K, I mean, shoot.
You are not the father. Dang, who you sleeping with? Girl, stop.
I'm sorry, sir. We can't give you that 75K.
First of all, she be right there on the tape. Is it 3 weeks? 3 weeks? I'll be back. Get my shot again. I'm gonna get this 75K. I'll fly back.
Man.
Bust one, take it. And I'm be like, nah, she gotta sit in this room right here by herself. I need to know that you injected mine. So I'm fine. Get my money. But that's just what that is.
But we all know money talks.
Money talks. And I'm like, I've learned in life, the people who shame people for doing what they do, like some people call it kink shaming. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you really upset because you can't do it. That's what it is.
True.
Like the majority of the time, it ain't got nothing to do with some higher moral compass. It's just not. Sometimes, like, these people moving in a way that if you got to really see, if you got to turn the light on from their dark situations, you'll see some pretty freaky things happening between all these people across the board.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, no, I'm not finna hit you over the head and tell you that, oh, nah, I'm too righteous to do that. Look.
You can say whatever you want.
Say what you want to say. I'm going to go bust a nut in this bowl, this little cup over here, and then I'm going to go make a bank deposit.
Hey, only one way to fly.
You know what I'm saying? First class with some Japanese. All right. We going into Just So You Know, and we going back. So a father jumps another father because his daughter was bullying the other father's daughter. Now, when this father jumped the bullying daughter's father, he jumped that father with his brothers, just to illustrate a point that there's a difference in power dynamic, because the other girl was either more violent than the little girl, or she was bigger than the little girl, or whatever, because the one father's daughter was really not in for the confrontation. She's like, nah, I don't want no pressure. And he states, we had parent conferences. We had everything to do to try to stop this from happening to my daughter, but they wouldn't listen. You couldn't control her, so she had to see what takes place. And because he can't beat her up, because hey, that's too large.
That is
a power gap. Like, it's too large. Hey, we on equal playing foot, me and your father, but just so she understands what I view when I see her hitting my daughter, my brother's gonna beat you up with me. So she can get the idea that even your actions have consequences.
Yeah.
So if you don't stop what you doing, don't worry. Your daddy gonna keep catching these hands till you can keep your hands to yourself.
I 100% agree. I know there's always somebody that's like, oh, well, that's not how you should teach children. Obviously, that child hadn't learned. Yeah. Because we've had meetings, we talked about this. Hey, I've tried everything I could one way, but you must not know who I am.
Right.
And that's the thing is, some people don't understand. Hey, just because you have parents don't mean somebody else ain't got parents. Like, just because you got family don't mean some people's family don't play. Yeah. And I'm like, I am that father. It's like, hey, because I remember my daughter was in daycare, and I told the daycare, if my daughter come home with another scratch on her face from because apparently, like, this little dark skinned girl, and I hate to say it like this because I'm like, somebody gotta be teaching you this, because my daughter, she high yellow like her daddy, and I'm like, this other dark-skinned girl just kept scratching her face. So I had told the daycare, I'm like, I'm going to be real with y'all. First time I let it go. Second time, it irritated me. I talked to y'all about this. If my daughter come home with another scratch, I'm going to come up here. It ain't for no talking. And I do mean that, because I'm like, I would drop your daddy in front of his daughter just so, and I want her to see his head hit the ground. And then you'll get that understanding. Well, I got my daddy beat up.
Yeah.
Yes, you got your daddy messed up. And depending on how bad, how pissed I am, he may get stomped. Just so you know, I'm not playing. And I know somebody's going to be like, that's so harsh. You would do that in front of us. Yes, I would.
What I'm saying is, everybody, I'm tired of the world having an opinion when a guy gets, like, look, I am responsible for controlling my anger and rage, and I'm responsible for controlling it up to this point. But it's also up to you, as the people seeing me and seeing me reach them levels, to chill out before it gets there. Because I'm telling people all the time, bruh, when I'm there, I'm there. Because I've given everybody everything they needed to. Look, I'm going to get out your way. I'm going to stop. I'm going to chill. I'm going to stop. I'm going to chill.
Yeah.
When I say that I'm done chilling and it's time to start doing what needs to be done, I don't see the point. Ain't no reason to converse. We've been talking and being logical and reasonable. I tried that.
Yeah.
You didn't see the benefit in that. That dude, when he said in the video, we had the parent conferences. I asked the dude to talk to his daughter. His daughter should have picked up on all these cues. I'm not going through all this for you to continue with the actions that you're taking. Like, when my daughter was at a school out in Los Colinas, and this little boy had I think he pushed my daughter down, and then he was like, for what she said, and he said he's not my friend. You know, I'm like, okay, but one, you a guy pushing my daughter, and I know my daughter ain't touched you. That's just not her energy. Not saying that my daughter is just like the perfect angel. Hey, bro, I know, but she ain't just running up to push you. I know that.
Yeah. So
I'm like, you able to tell me about all the things she can't sit down or she can't, and I'm able to correct that. Then she's like, hey, all it takes is let them tell me anything about you doing anything anywhere, it's problem between me and you. If I'm going to hold her accountable to what I say, when she come to me with her complaints about her classmates, I'm going to try the peaceful route first. Hey.
Yeah.
What I did was, hey, look, I don't know who the kids is or the kid father. And look, he already said he ain't my daughter friend. That's cool with me. Cause I'm not here for friends. I'm here for education.
Exactly. But
if he want to have a confrontation of the physical nature with my daughter for any reason, I'm turning up. It's going to be bad. I'm not trying to threaten the school because I ain't going to come hit no teachers.
No, that ain't.
But when I see him, because we all got to stand outside in line to pick our kids up, she going to point him out and I'm going to be stepping out and I'm going to handle it.
Yeah.
I don't want that to but I'm telling you, before we even get to that point, this is the calm before the storm. Like, look, if we can do these things right here, I don't care if it's just, if you need to move my daughter to another class, another seat, if you need to have the dude come, whatever you got to do, just make sure that don't happen.
Oh, I 100% agree, because they were talking about it on the news, and then somebody's going to say, oh, well, he doesn't, he got to be careful because he'll go to jail. I'm like, I could have went. I'm gonna be honest with you. I could have went to jail over a lot of stupid things in my life. Thank God I didn't. But will I go to jail for my daughter right now? Yes, without a shadow of a doubt. And I'm like, I'll go with a smile on my face.
When I remember, it's a video that's floating around the internet. I don't remember if it was on Facebook that I saw it, or Instagram or TikTok. I don't know. But what I did see was, of course, they asked the women the question, would you kill for your kids? And the women was like, I don't know. Then they asked the guy, would you kill for your kids? I be like, it don't really, like, when you state kids, you really reaching for the top thing. Like, it don't take much. You need to be asking me, like, would you kill if somebody flat your tire? That's when I get to that hazing. Yeah, it's really a tire. Will they get a well whoop behind? Yeah. Kill you though.
Yeah.
That's excessive. When we start talking about my kids, I always assume that the worst action that a human being can take, I am okay with when my kids are involved.
Exactly.
It's like I was telling people, hey, bro, I ain't ever sold a drug or smoked no drug, none of that in my life. But tell me my daughter or my son is hungry and I can't get employed. The streets always hiring. I'm out here.
But that's the thing is, and I'm going to just leave it on this note.
Understood.
People need to understand, like, fathers out here, like real fathers out here, don't play about their kids. So I would suggest you find a way to control your child before somebody controls you. Because I can't touch your kid. Okay, I'll leave that alone. But I can touch you.
I'm going to say it like this. There's two worlds. There's the hard world and the easy world. A lot of people who are not male live in the easy world. If you're a female, you can ask somebody to cash app you X number of dollars just so you can get your hair and nails done and put a little bit on your rent. For guys, unless you somebody who just knocking the bottom out these fees, you got to make an initial investment to get this type of treatment. Okay. So one would say that you worked for it to a high degree, personal. But for the most part, when they say nothing's handed to you, nothing's given, that statement is really like geared towards men. So that's the hard world. If your child wants to take something that I put on easy mode and make it hard for her, then I'm going to take the hard mode that your father is already in and put that thing on an extreme. So do us a favor and keep me just living and playing in hard mode. To where I I just go through life understanding that not a lot of people got a lot to give to me, so I got to go out here and earn everything. Because if you put me in impossible mode, then I don't try to earn. I just take. Whether it's I take your respect for my daughter or I take whatever I need to take to make sure that if I put my daughter's game or my son's game or my wife game in easy mode, you can't go in options or settings and switch you can't switch it. In other words, to make it clear cut, because a lot of people be like, B Hunt, you be talking about all these analogies and I don't even play video games. Don't play with me or anything that I don't want you to play with. Let it be. That's my statement. And that guy's obviously on the same energy.
Try Jesus.
Don't even, I'm gonna be like this. Me. Don't even try my Jesus, bruh. I don't want you to play with my religion.
I throw hands.
Be out here fighting on the pulpit.
Mm-hmm. Hey, when it come to mine, I don't care.
I'm
like, God put them in my life.
It is what it is.
And I'm going to make sure they are protected at all costs.
So just leave me be. I think that concludes. This has been another episode of Something for the People.
Y'all be easy.
Hold it down.